What's going on, world? Hopefully, you are getting notifications for this particular live stream, which I so happen to name Take Your Time. So many areas within this life that you must take your time. And just like it takes time to get notifications sent out to your cellulars, tablets, maybe you got a smart TV that gets, YouTube updates. It takes time for those notifications to go out, just like many other things take time within this life. I called it take time because, it seems like a lot of us, because, I find myself sometimes rushing. You got to take your time, it's like it seems like you're missing something, but really you're not. When you look back on it, you kind of reevaluate your movements. Like, what, I could have not rushed the situation, but I ended up doing that. I missed out on some pertinent time that I could have actually put in, and it could have put me in a better position than I find myself in right now. You know, but hopefully, you know, everybody's nice, going all right. Not too many issues. Everything is hopefully copacetic in your world, and leaning towards the prosperity. If you have been battling some obstacles or difficulties or things like that, better days are ahead. Don't give up. Take your time. Get the goals accomplished that done led you up to this point far. This point so far. Don't choose to give up and tuck tail and turn and uh, forfeit all the things that you done achieved up to this point. You can make it happen. But with that being said, I was supposed to have a special guest on, but they didn't hit me back, so I don't know if that's still gonna materialize. Maybe somewhere down the road next week, maybe this weekend. I could reach out to my special guest and we can actually have a powwow for the people about whatever's on their mind and whatever may be on your minds. You know, like I said, it seems kind of. I ain't even gonna say it seems kind of funny. We already know why they don't send out notifications. Taking calls. Yeah, let me go ahead and post up the hotline number. I wasn't really planning on it, but I can do that. Let me see. Let me go to all these settings that you need to go to make that happen. Let me see. I'm still here. I'm just trying to get things couple steady. Let me see. There goes one, two, three. Okay. Getting to it. Just give me some time. Getting to it. It is. Let me see. It's crazy. It's like I never remember that number because I don't. I only use it for call-ins. Yeah, most definitely they're blocking notifications. Like I said, if you're not going along with their program, they're gonna do that. I refuse to go along with their program. I refuse to, kowtow and bow down to these small hats that run all this, these alphabet outfits that run everything. I refuse to do any of that. Let me see. I'm getting to it. Let me see. It says the number is. Okay, so let me go ahead and throw that in the chat. Y'all can ring it up. You can have a conversation about whatever. Let me see. What's so crazy when I said about taking time? Last week I got into, I won't say I got into, someone, wanted to run into one of my newly acquired toys. So now that's on downtime to, they can figure that situation out. Probably going to be a month setback from pushing that particular toy because of a person that didn't want to take their time. It was in a rush. Let me see, where is it at? Survey says, man, stuff takes so long. Okay, there it goes. Posting the number now as soon as it lets me. Let me see. Here it goes. Adding the number as I speak. Okay. Getting one thing. The number is posted. Matter of fact, I'm going to highlight it in blue so nobody can miss it. It's right at the top of the page of the chat. Hey, if you want to go ahead and call in and, get a conversation sparked on whatever, hey, let's have at it. But we can also cover the topic as well. Take your time. What have you seen that you may not have took your time in, or what someone else, kind of pulled your coat to, making you want to take your time in, So many things in this life that, it's like the lessons aren't immediate. They're kind of delayed, Sometimes, you could be told something back in, say, 2006, something that you almost let go over your head. And then it comes a moment within time, within whatever moment you're in, that you're facing something that, you go back into that mental Rolodex of, 2006, and it resonates and it makes sense, That's what kind of makes you take time. Like, man, I had to take time to recall what was, what situation that went down, what was spoken to me, whatever the case happens to be. But I am actually taking calls. I see on my other device is spin wheeling, but on the main device is not spin wheeling. So that lets you know, they got these algorithms in place where, brothers that are not a part of any of these occultic secret societies or fraternities, or, one hand washes the other, they don't want you to, speak and wake up brothers that are essentially falling prey to these types that, oh, I speak so eloquently and things like that, but really they're leading you down a pathway of destruction because they don't want to reveal the hidden hand that's, essentially up their rear end, guiding their moves like, a everyday hand puppet. I refuse to, participate in any of that. So that's why my channel is like it is, And I guess I can consider myself lucky because there's some other channels that were, around longer than mine that probably had a little bit more subscribers than mine, and they totally eliminated them. Now, I want to say some of the channels probably try to come back, but how it stands now with these platforms, if you weren't kowtowing back then, when you come back, it's like you're not gonna have the same pull. You can still have all the people that still like you and rock with you, but they're gonna discourage, the people that really rock with your content from even being able to hear you. But that's just the living. It doesn't matter. Whatever's on my mind, whatever situation I see in real life, in actual life, I'm gonna always pull someone's coat to. I ain't gonna, keep it for myself and things like that. I'm always going to enlighten. That's what I hopefully can get across to those that are actually able to catch me speaking that you do in your neck of the woods. We got to keep striving and doing it, even if this so-called platform was built for communicating and reaching out to different people across the globe, not the country, across the globe. This platform kind of reaches across the globe, and they don't like that because it's like, what, uh, we're not going to get certain sponsors, or a certain amount of people buying into, this stuff that is basically not benefiting the real people, not the people that's, oh, you do this for me, I do this for you. Fuck them people. I don't rock with nobody like that. That's why, certain few, they'll kind of sideways step about when it comes to speaking about me. They may speak about situations, but they're not gonna, I guess, say my name because it's like you summons me, and that's the that's the farthest thing they want to ever try to do is summons you for what they think they know or what they're trying to speak to their people. Because think about it, if they summons me within wherever they speak at, that means their people are gonna have to seek me out. They don't want anybody to seek me out because it's like, what, that's gonna probably make kind of it's gonna make it hard hampering his message because people are gonna seek him out, and then I'm like, wait a minute, his content is like this, he has this and that, and they're speaking about this. They're not just speaking in one specific topic. They're going kind of all around. We need uh, these people kind of herdle like cattle. Like, oh, okay, you only need to think like this. You only need to be in this type of mindset state. If you start going outside the box, we can't we can't um we can't stop that expansion. But like I said, the hotline is open. I'm holding the cellular, waiting for it to ring. So if you want to ring the phone and be like, "Hey, what's going on, Rick? What's up with you? I see you're actually live," even though it's sending them crop circles only specifically to you. Because think about it like this: you can scroll through, the bottom where it shows all whatever other videos, and I bet you click on any of them other videos, it won't do any of that. It could be someone else's live. It'll go through crispy. It won't be doing any of that. But you got to figure if they're doing them like that, if they're letting it pass, what kind of content is it? Because I don't even see for myself. I got a device that I'm not even linked to anything, and I go on YouTube and I just hit a live. I'll just say, what are the live feeds right now? And I click on it, and I can watch it all the way through, and it's no break in or anything like that. But then it's like, what kind of content is this? Why do I want to pollute my thoughts with this nonsense and petty drama that they got going? Like, essentially, like, this is the new age soap operas. If you ain't going along with the new age soap operas, all this constant drama, keeping people at low energy levels and things like that, they're not letting you through. We can see that now. If you look and think about it, you can't even really look back and see original old videos because they'll just straight wipe them. Like, okay, think about it like this: if you don't have a playlist and you like, I like watching this video, or I like watching this video from years, probably close to since this platform's inception, I bet you can go through and see, yes, this has been deleted, this is no longer available. Things that you done saved that probably was at the time good information, whatever the topic may be. But now you can't find it. Why? Because they don't want you to, further see that information in your mind. It's like erasing it. Hold on a second.
Mark. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press.
What's going on?
What's going on, man? My name is Zane, man. I'm a long life subscriber to you. I'm from Chicago. I'm like 19.
Okay.
I don't know what it is over there in the States though, but I'm in the military.
Right.
But I wanted to ask you, like, I'm in Japan right now, But I wanted to ask you, you know, because I listened to you and Professor Ken, like, what game you got advice to, like, the young G's in the game? You know, I'm in the squirrel world right now. I'm in the corporal world and shit right now. But like, it's the same shit in the streets back home in Chicago. So I ain't never been used to this shit. You know, like this military shit in some ways. If that makes any sense.
How long have you been in the military?
Oh, for about a year, man. I've been wanting to get out. So I was in the streets at first, and then I was like, you know, they gave me an opportunity to either the streets or you can go to the military. So I said, fuck that shit, or jail or the military. So I said, fuck that. I'm gonna go to the military, and that's how I got here.
Okay.
So I've been there only for a year.
Now, what part of the military service you with? Army, Marines, Air Force, Navy?
Marine Corps.
Okay. And you say you're stationed in Japan right now?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
what like detail do you do over in Japan? I mean, what's going on in Japan where, you know, you're stationed there?
Oh, I'm on an aircraft wing. So like basically, pretty much what we do is like we basically monitor China. We basically monitor they're basically like the KSA. We basically monitor China because the tensions are so high. Actually, I was chopping up some game with some of the Japanese locals, and you know they was just giving me some game about how they felt about like the U.S. and China, about how all this shit is like, you know, a chessboard in a game. You know, like, you know, they don't want us here. You know, they fearful of China. But that's pretty much just it in a long short story to answer your question.
Okay. So, I mean, I know you say you've been do you ever look at the playlist that I have with Professor Ken, you know, because I know I got a bunch of playlists and it covers a vast amount of different areas. So it's like, if you want to get schooled on whatever you're trying to get schooled, is there. You just got to run through them playlists and see what the titles say, and then, you know, we kind of break into that.
Okay. How is there back in the States and shit? I don't really get a lot of contact back there in the States. Is it the situation there bad and shit, or like what's going on back home in the streets and shit? You know, I don't even know.
I mean, how long have you been gone for, like, what, a year or so?
Yeah, but the way I read the contact is like in Japan, like they got everything like since the geopolitical location I'm in,
Yeah.
like we don't really get a lot of contact and shit. And, like, because China is constantly like monitoring us and shit, so we have to move a certain way. You know?
Okay.
So.
I mean, well, you know, I'm in a state where, you know, that whole George Floyd incident, you know, happened. So, you know, there's a constant things, you know, going on in this city, you know, pertaining to race. You know, it's like they want you to focus on race. Yeah, we know things happen between races, but why do you want us to focus on this? It's like they almost want you to, you know, get in this negative mind state to, you know, do something against, you know, another set of people. Just like I think about, you know, when they say Black Lives Matter. Okay, I'm melanated. I understand that, but I don't need a slogan to tell me that, you know. But it's like whatever they pump on the media, it's like, why do I need to pay attention to that? You know, that's what I think a lot of people need to do. Is like, why do I need to pay attention to what you're putting up here? Things that I deem as important. You're not speaking on that, but the things that really don't, you know, ain't gonna change anything. It's just gonna, you know, stir up a bunch of negative energy. Why are you reporting that?
Right. And see, that's we do here. Like, I can use it actually in the military way. That in the military, we push like propaganda out to Asia to combat China, because China has like a vast network. I can go into certain details about it, but they have like a vast network of propaganda that they push into Japan, into Korea, and the country that we are allies with. So it's the same thing that what we do, but they do it back at home. Like I agree with like at home, like it's like another tool of the military. Like the military, like it's a psychologist. It's almost like a psychologist thing what they do, how they do it. But damn, that's crazy, man. I swear to God, like I don't like when we heard about George Floyd and all that stuff. Like a lot of the Black Marines, you know, a lot of us are actually on code. Like believe it or not, like a lot of us didn't take that shit really lightly. I didn't take it lightly, you know, and almost like the spook who sat by the door. But you know, I know what goes on. You know, I ain't no jiving and shit, but you know, I'm on the front side of the white supremacist side.
Okay.
So I know fully what you're talking about. I'm very aware of what's going on. But one thing I wanted to say, if the callers are listening, that you know what a lot of people understand that these white boys, what a lot of they do is a lot of them are affiliated with a lot of these white boys in the military affiliated with like neo-Nazi shit. And the craziest thing, what they do is right, they go back, they take all that training and they go back to their hometowns and shit. So all Dylan Roof and all of them, you know, all their family. If you look at the back history, most of these cats that be doing the mass shootings and shit, most of them are like former military, law enforcement. A lot of them. When they stormed the Capitol, we had a Marine captain, a Marine lieutenant, who was actually, he was in the Capitol, and they found out by the images, and he got discharged, dishonorable discharge.
Now, when you say it's kind of like, because I know not every look at it like this, I don't want to typecast nobody, but we know it's different factions of different type of people. Some people are like, okay, he's Mexican. Is he part of the Mexican mafia or something like that? No, but he might know somebody that's affiliated with that. But I can't just automatically like, oh look, he got tattoos, that he must be with it. You know what I'm saying? So the same go with us. You know, like, oh, he must either be blood crib or disciple of Vice Lord or something like that. No. He may know somebody like that, but you just can't typecast a person like that. Get to know somebody through their conversation. You get to talking to someone, they'll spill their brains eventually of which direction they're coming from. You know, that's how I look at it. You know, you gotta have a conversation if a person's willing to have a conversation.
You can like you asking like how you can like the different factions of groups in the military. What you're asking?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying the makeup of people. Period. Just like you say, you're over in Japan. Now, if you're in Japan, like, and you get off base, you know, people that actually are able to speak, you know, English and Japanese and things like that. Do they come at you like, oh, well, you're from America, you should know about Tupac or something like? Yeah, I'm saying, do you get that typecast? Do you get that type of reaction because you're in a different country that's not America?
It's kind of like, I don't know if it's because of the energy that I have or the way like they never really it was an example of yesterday I asked. So like the Japanese man approached me just out of nowhere. I'm off the base and stuff, you know, just doing my regular things. And he just asked me about how you feel about, you know, he asked me how do I feel about, you know, about the Chinese, how do I feel about the Japanese people. So he wanted my different outtake, and my Alfred didn't look, and we chopped up some game, you know, like, oh, wow, like the American people, like, and he just flat out was just talking about, oh, I know how black people, you know, get treated in America, I understand. He told me, like, you should go back home. You shouldn't be here. Like, the people who immigrate to America are not the same people who immigrate. The people who immigrate to America are not the same people who come to this that are from the country. Like they know what's up. The people who are from the country and shit, like they know what's up. But the people that go to America are very different people.
Okay. So would you almost say the people that come to America are groomed from a certain group?
Yeah, they are. Because the locals here, they tell you, they'll chop it up with you. You know, if you're not a white dude, they'll chop it up with you on some real shit, some real 10 toes deep shit with you, and they'll be like, hey, this how it goes. what we think, you know. But the people that go to America, they're totally different people. They're groomed to a certain point. You have to be a certain person to get into America.
Okay, so that means they're programmed with a certain ideology before they come here, versus the ones that
Yeah.
are living life, not even thinking about the day to day happenings of America. They're not programmed like that. So they see you as this okay, you're here, you know, serving in the military. You know, how do you, like you said, how do you feel about Japanese and things? You know, do you know what happened over here? Why, you know, maybe some Japanese may not like Americans and things like that. You know, uh, uh, that's how I look at it. Look at it like this. Let me give you an example. For me, the region where I'm at in Minnesota, it's a lot of Somalis that come here. Now, a lot of Somalians, when they come here, they don't really talk, they don't mix with American blacks. And it took just a simple conversation like, well, why does it seem like no Somalians that come from Somalia mix with black people? Well, the missionaries tell us before we even come over here not to mix with American blacks. Why is that? Why do they tell you that? They don't want you divulging how you got here and you know what benefits you get for coming here and things like that. But nobody's having conversations like that. It's just polarized. You see movies of Black Hawk Down and things like that, and then you get stereotypes in your head, and oh, these people are like this. You know, when you start having more deeper conversations, then you can kind of understand, like, well, who's the middleman that's making these people, you know, be like this towards, you know, essentially their own people.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Like when I went to Ethiopia, a primary example, the people there, they are like they know like they know a lot about America. They know about how they don't. Actually, Joe Biden just did a sanction against Ethiopia. And the Ethiopians there, it's a little tribal civil war. I digress. But the people there, when you go to Africa, like it is very different. The people there, they know what's up. Like I've been to Ethiopia, and they like told me like about like Malcolm X and King, Haile Selassie. They told me like how it is. It's like you said, programmed. The people that come to America, they're programmed to think a certain way. Like I met Somalians too, and I know what you're talking about. Like they're downright hostile. Not the Ethiopians, but like the ones that do slip through the crack, the onesies and twosies, they might be upfront with you. But a lot of them though, they have to groom them a certain way, and then the people who get into America, they're almost like kicked out of their own communities. A lot of these dudes who like come to America, either they got kicked out, they didn't sold somebody out, or they did some really like slick greasy shit in their home country. That's why they have to get a green card,
right?
Because the people back home don't even want them.
So let's bring it down to even a more local level. Since you said you're actually from Chicago.
Yeah, I'm from South Side.
Okay, now think about it like this. This is another thing, and I know you can expand upon it. We get a lot of people from Chicago and Minneapolis. A lot of people that come from Chicago, or the certain people, not all people, but certain people. Oh, Minneapolis is nothing. We'll run through this town. But then you got to sit back and think, well, why did you come here? If your town is the best, why did you come here? And 9 times out of 10, it was something that went down in Chicago where they got ran out, where they had to leave. Because if you talk to someone that's from your town, they're like, oh yeah, that punk motherfucker, he had to get out. They wanted him. They wanted his head on a fucking a spear. So I mean, it's like conflicting stories. Like when you're hearing something from the punk motherfucker, he's gonna be making it, yeah, he was so scared. And then when you hear from people like, no, this dude, he's telling you the totally wrong story. So I look at it just the same way. It's like they're running from something. I could be so much better over here. People don't know me. I can start a whole new life. Even though if I go back to your town, it's built on falsehoods. No, he wasn't running nothing in our area or any of that. But he's making it up to be like he's this big person over here. It's almost like busting someone's bubble once you done found out they lying. No, you ain't never had this. That was your homeboy's joint and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of people get gone off of, them telling them stories, or, they might got someone spooked. So, they're believing a certain type of way. But just like, you say with people coming from other countries, they're grown. You got to be like this. Don't associate. If you associate with these people, you might be prone to lose, whatever benefits you're getting. You can't divulge, certain type of things. Same with, just like you said, you're in the military. There's certain things you can talk to me about, but there's certain things you can't talk about because, you're in the military, and that's understandable. But yeah, as far as business stuff, like I said, you just go through them playlists. Like if you're into music, we got stuff covering about music. If you're into trying to start a business, which ways you going about, doing that, hopefully acquiring a loan, or if you got people that actually believe in you, and you're in the military, I'm quite sure you could get some type of loans, get your business off the ground, depending on how long you're trying to serve in the military and things like that. If you want to have, buy houses and be a landlord. I done had people come on the show, not just on, the Lions Den, but, just calling in like, yeah, I'm a landlord. I've been, having this many properties, and that's a way of gaining wealth. Matter of fact, I have an uncle that has a few properties, and that's all he's did after he got out of construction, and he lives quite well. So it's so many. It's a lot of ways where if you want to prosper, we got some type of topic covering it. You just got to run through them. I say the playlist. Run through the playlist of the Lions Den. It should be like about 8 different playlists, and it got various amounts. You could just look at the titles. You'll be able to click on the playlist, and then it'll show all the different titles, and you'll listen to them and all that. You'll be able to find what you need.
Okay, that's what's up. One more thing though, like how do you? It's probably on the Lions Den, but I don't really have a lot of time though. I gotta go. Like, I know you're busy too, but how do you be charismatic, if that makes any sense? Like, how do you get people to gravitate towards, like straight up, if you can just say it in a short sentence?
I'll just look at it, we all have someone that at one point in time has pulled our coat to something that we didn't know, and you were happy to hear it. Be it that an older uncle, a grandfather, your pops, and then as partners that you probably done had that didn't have that, and it aided and assisted them from hearing, whatever that may have been. So I just look at it as, I'm really, a lot of people are, oh, Reek, you kind of, you kind of quiet, but I kind of survey the scene to see if a person's worthy of hearing what I got to say. So if someone's receptive to what you're running down, then it shouldn't be no problem. Now, if you got someone that got strife and wants to, oh no, you lying and all that, no, I ain't got time to keep wasting my energy. So that's basically how it is. If someone wants to, asking a real question, not something that's, man, that don't make no sense. You gotta get me mad talking some craziness like that. But, just think about like a little kid. A little kid wants to know why, and you try to answer to the best of your ability till you kind of, okay, that's enough for today. I'm too many whys. I just look at it like that. Just baby steps. People that's really genuinely interested. If you don't have a grandmama and she's asking you, hey baby, how was your day? You trying to tell her the best way you had your day, and you made sure you ate and everything, everything that, hopefully put a smile on her face and be like, oh, my grandson he's on the right path, or my grandson, if you're talking to your grandpappy, like, hey, he's doing what he need to do. And if you are talking about something that is trailing off, he may hopefully pull your coat to it, be like, hey, you don't need to be doing this, maybe steer you in this direction. Or you're talking to your uncle, he might put you up on something. So I just look at it like that.
Right. you. I appreciate it. All right, man. I know you got to get out of here, man. All right. Thank you.
Yup. Stay up. Okay. Rated Shot and Black Knight Williams. What's going on? We had a brother out of the military, young brother out of Chicago, and you just heard from him. Hopefully you'll hear on the replay if you're just now catching it. Hey, I try to, it's not so much try, it's just speaking real. If you can't speak real, if you can't dive into whatever the topic may be, you just gotta, hey, be honest. Like, I don't know about this. I don't know about that. Just be real with it. Never be fake and phony. But the hotline is still up there. If any of y'all want to call, Shad, you want to call and tell me about a new concoction that you done came up with or done tried, you can go ahead and do that. Will, if you want to call and elaborate or add on to anything that you done heard, anybody can call and say what's up. Usually, I haven't been on Solo Dolo in a while. The last time I was on with Old School. It was a little bit slow. It was some of y'all that, kind of commented, but it was a little bit slow. And I understand it's going to be slow because, they're not sending notifications to the people that actually really rock with me. So that's all to be understood. But yeah, it's just, have conversations where it wanted. You don't want to be preaching to people and like, man, why always he keep talking? When people are willing to engage with what you got to say, hey, it flows easy. If they don't, hey, turn it off. Hey, don't waste your breath to someone that ain't receptive of what you got to say. Now, you may have to say something where they don't want to hear it. That's where I say it comes in like, oh, yeah, my big brother, my big cousin told me something back in 06. And, I wasn't trying to hear it, but I done faced a situation in 2020, 2021, and, it kind of, it pulled my coat to some things that I need to, take heed to. I mean, I just try to speak real as I can, authentic as I can, Hopefully, if I'm saying something wrong, somebody, hey, Rick, well, you did say this, but I don't know if that part is right, It may be right in this way, but not that way. And I can accept that, That's a teaching and learning moment. You can't be like, oh, I know everything. You're wrong. No, I don't know everything. I don't think anybody knows everything. Everybody needs to know something, though. I know that. Yeah, 19, he's in Japan, seeing the world, a lot of people don't know what a military base look like in Japan, speaking to homegrown Japanese that ain't never gonna probably come over to the U.S. So that's a good thing. You're getting versed in different mindsets, that differs from, the mindset in Southside Chicago, Some people, you try to break that down to them, that's almost like speaking astrophysics or something. Like, you was talking to a Japanese in Japan and y'all was, eating sushi and things like that in a little small sushi spot. I don't understand that. But, if you're able to break down conversation well, just like how you have to break down conversation with little kids where they can kind of understand and grasp where you're coming from, hey, then you'll be receptive on, conveying your message to whoever you need to convey your message to. Like I said, you can call in. The number's up. It's up. But when it goes to replay, I usually pull it out because, see, then people try to call on a replay and I could be, in traffic or something. And like, oh, Rick, is it live on? No, it's not on. It's past the live time. But, while it's actually live, you can actually call in. But like what I was saying, yeah, I just had acquired a new nice toy, convertible toy, a convertible fast toy. And on my way from gassing up someone felt they need to take an immediate turn right into my joint. So, like I said, it's gonna be probably about 3 or so weeks till I get it back in hopefully pristine condition, more pristine than when I first had it. So that just means I'll probably have to whip out one of my other toys. I guess I've been bending corners in the two-door coupe Lincoln. I've been thinking about pulling out what? I was thinking Mercury Marauder, but then I say maybe I should pull out old school Cadillac. But then again, I ain't drove my other Cadillac that's out of the 90s. So I don't know. Big body Broham ham sandwich. I don't know. There's so many different directions. But one thing I know, I'm glad that a lot of these so-called restrictions have been lifted. We can maneuver a little bit more better than what we were dealing with last year. That's a good thing. Other than that, just enjoying this hot weather. We've been experiencing some 95s and 97s and 99s in Minneapolis, so it's been quite hot. We've been having a heat wave. Matter of fact, I need to charge up my AC and get that blowing in the two-door coupe Lincoln so I can be a little bit more comfortable when I dig the scenery in my machinery. But if nobody else has anything to add, I usually, like I said, I like when I'm getting responses. Like, just like that young brother when he called in and, he voiced what he needed to voice. Like I said, for anybody that's, I know it's like sporadically they'll show, in your feed, okay, this Lions Den, that Lions Den. If you want to see all the Lions Den in whatever order they are, I want to say it's at least either 8 series or 9 series. I haven't looked in a while, but those have various amounts from maybe ranging from 20 to 15 in each series. So you can go through all those different series, the ones that are into, catching up on maybe old Lions Dens that they haven't heard before. Just go through them. You just go to my main page and then you click the option where it says playlist, and you scroll through the playlist and it'll give all the options of all the different playlists I have, and then you click that playlist and it'll show what all different topics we were covering. And like I said, I still got more. I just haven't been doing it because I've been trying to maneuver in the sun, and in Minneapolis we don't get a lot of summertime. It'd be a lot of cold here. So when it is nice, I'm trying to bend corners and be in the sun and, see people that I ain't seen in a while. Like, man, I ain't seen you because it's been hibernation time around here. So, I'm trying to, get as many spins and the miniest whips that I do have, because I got quite a few that I like to try to get out and stretch and bend corners in when I can. But going once, going twice. I'm trying to give y'all the benefit of the doubt to have a conversation. But I understand you might be with your lady friend or something. You might be eating. You might be on a job site with the Bluetooth earphones in, with the boss looking at you from the side. It looked like he's trying to make a motion to the corner to jump on his phone or something. I don't want to get you in trouble on a work site if you're working at second shift. This will be around second shift hours. So wherever you're at, if you're on your gaming system and you got your girlie on the side, and you may want to talk about some real major things, but she gonna hear it. I don't need to get no argument started. I'm sick of hearing her mouth and things like that. That's understandable too. We don't want to hear all the woofing, unnecessary woofing. So if you can avoid it and save yourself some peace of mind, hey, go ahead and do that too. But I'm glad those that have actually joined in to actually voice their voices. And when I say voice your voices, meaning like, you done said something within the chat. I appreciate you. Hey, if you haven't liked this particular live stream, like the live stream. I think, you know, even though it was, to me it seemed like it's brief, even though we done been on 45 minutes, or we, because you done joined in, and you know, people catching the replay, they're joining in and will hear what was divulged within this particular conversation. You know, I actually put a thumbnail up. Usually I don't put thumbnails up because, you know, old school catch me right in the traffic, like, hey, Rick, let's go live. Let's see what the good people got to say. So I be like, hey, let's just go live. I don't need no thumbnail or anything like that. And, you know, it'd be black thumbnails, or, you know, it'd just be black. And whatever the title may be, live with old school. But it's me, Reek, and this is about, you know, about taking your time. You got to take your time with whatever you do, you know. Don't rush. You know, when you rush, you make a mistake. You don't want to make no mistakes. You know, that may be detrimental. You may not get the opportunity to do it that particular way because, you know, you was rushing through it. You know, there's a lot of things that I think I done rushed through and I missed out. And I don't regret it. It just means, you know, I gotta improve. That's a learning lesson. When you miss out on something, that's a learning lesson. That means when I have the opportunity to do something similar to what done went down, I'm gonna handle it a different way, in a different fashion that's gonna be more prosperous for me and, you know, whoever's, you know, lucky enough to be within my world. With that being said, I am out. Reek of Too Cool to Con. Hey, catch me when you catch me. Hopefully the notification hits you and you'll be able to, you know, say your piece. I'm out.